Happy Tuesday, Wolfpack. Welcome to the Tuesday vlog where we've been talking about motivation, and happy 2017 officially. I know I had the thank you video last week, but this is for real. We're doing some cool stuff together when it comes to being more productive, I guess. And I know some people are kind of communist about it, for lack of a better term. Like, you know, they're like, oh, capitalism makes you want to be productive and you really should just kind of do things. You know what? If you can get things done on a regular basis and be a freewheeling son of a gun, you do you. I'm not talking to those people. I'm talking to the people who feel like they're not doing enough and are getting stressed out about it and want to try to do more things, like myself. So, you know what? Do what you want to do, but if you want to join me along with this journey of scheduling yourself a little bit better, then do it. You know what I mean? All right, so moving forward. So let me talk about yesterday real quick. Yesterday was unusual, and this is kind of, I got the idea to do it yesterday, but I was exhausted from MAGFest, which, by the way, went very well. Had a good time. Check out MAGFest's YouTube channel, and you can see some of the bands that I mixed live, and the video, it looks really good. So I hope you enjoy. But aside from that, that day, I woke up, I had breakfast at around 8. Actually, that's not true at all. I normally have breakfast around 8. That actually just normally happens. I've had that scheduled out for years just because it's good. It's good to remind myself where the day's gone if I haven't eaten breakfast by the time that notification starts going off, or that like I've got the notification that I am not even close to making breakfast. It's just been good for me to keep an eye on how my day's been going. But normally, you know, I didn't work until 11:30, so normally I would start doing things, but because I was exhausted, I didn't really do anything until right up until the shift. So yesterday, I specifically, even if I weren't, I would have specifically left yesterday open because I knew, or should have known, that MAGFest would have exhausted me to the point where I needed a recovery day. And I always give myself a recovery day after big events because you need to have that day. Some people like to give themselves longer. I don't, because I like doing things. I start getting bored. So that was yesterday, and that's generally how I've always conducted myself. In fact, every single day was like that. If it wasn't work or something that I was doing with my wife or a party or something, it wasn't on the schedule. Let's move to today, which is the 10th of January. And so actually I now have 7:30. I need to get out of bed. I need to get out of bed so I can start breakfast, or it's just, it's like basically like a third snooze or a fourth snooze for my alarm, because my alarm is set for 7 a.m. every morning, regardless, every weekday. So 7:30, get out of bed. I just want to make sure I can get out of bed and start getting my day started. I give myself an hour for breakfast, mostly because that also includes creating breakfast, so making it usually. And I take a shower if I'm having oatmeal, because I can just put the oatmeal on, set it to a low simmer, go take a shower, come back, that sort of thing. But breakfast and shower sort of include each other. So by 9 o'clock, I want to be ready to go for the day. And so in this case, I needed to go pick up a paycheck and return a sweater to somebody in a couple towns over. So I gave myself about 3 hours to do this. Why? Because it was about a half an hour just from my house to the paycheck place, and then about 20 minutes from their place to my house. So, and I knew I'd probably end up talking to that person since I haven't talked to them in a little bit, and they didn't end up making it to MAGFest. So I just figured that that's how long it would take me. And I was about right. And when you're traveling, it's always good to include lead time in there anyway. So like if you have a half-hour trip both ways, give yourself 90 minutes in your schedule for that. Just the travel time. Take that 90 minutes and then however long your meeting is. It's just good to do if you have that luxury. I mean, sometimes you don't and you just have to book it, but if you have that luxury like I did today, do that. And so obviously I come home, it's noon-ish, or before then, and I'm working on the vlog right now. So that's what you can see. That's where you see is right now. It's 12:35. Usually I like to do the vlog a little earlier, but I also normally don't go to another town to buy, purchase or do anything like that on Tuesdays. So that's the second part. And then I have give myself a little bit of a break to have some food. I might even have some food like earlier because I'm getting hungry now, and I have the ability to put this on pause and go do that. And then I have my webinar. I have a couple hours off, which I probably will think of something to do in that time, and I can actually put it in, let's see, as do guitar for secret project, album project. So, secret album, secret soundtrack, whatever. So let's say I'm putting that in right now. I tried to do a screen capture, by the way, so you're not going to see me entering that in live, but it's there. So yeah. So I after the webinar, I grab a quick snack and I do my some work on that secret project, whatever it happens to be, and then I have to do outbound. Outbound is what I just call work because that's outbound calling. There is inbound calling as well. I typically don't work inbound, but I like to have that specification. So that's what it's called. And then I have a lesson, and then I'm done for the day. Because after that point, I'm probably pretty exhausted. In fact, that little space between the vlog and the webinar, maybe I'll lay down for 15 minutes. That is the time to do things. Now, this is a pretty full day. Do I recommend having your days quite this full all the time? No. But sometimes you have to just make sure you keep yourself to some kind of schedule like that. So then we move on to Wednesday, and Wednesday's a little different because I have some other things going on. And I have like a rehearsal at 7 for Way Down Whalers, which is the band I'm in. We rehearse over the internet, so I don't really have to go anywhere, so I don't have to put in any lead travel time when I do it. But so at 7 p.m. I need to be to Way Down Whalers. So that is how we work it out. So it's 7 o'clock, and then I have a couple hours in there that I haven't planned yet because I'm going to think about those not right now. So I just wanted to give you that overview of how I'm plotting my days. Now, it might seem pretty obvious. However, up until recently, I really wasn't doing that. I wasn't planning my life down that precisely. And if you don't, I think you ought to think about it. And main reason being is because that way you have at least something to tell you what to do. The trick is dissociating yourself enough so you don't feel so guilty that if you don't get to where you want to go, that you're fine. So that is how we're going to start doing it. And I'm going to sort of go over every week, how successful were you? Was this for me this week? What did I get done? How do I feel about it? And we can have this cool discussion going. So the question of the day is this week, I suppose, is what do you think of this sort of thing? Do you have any other ideas for how to structure your days and get things going? Any program ideas would be cool in the chat comments too. That way people who don't want to use Google can use your type of program. So that's all I got. Wolfpack, thank you so much for watching me and everything else. And this 2017, I can already feel it, is going to be great. Join me with it, and we're going to be great despite any other adversity we face.